Okay, so here we go. This is the comment section for the Bourbon Junkies Elijah Craig Barrel Proof episode Laser Code Issue, Real or Fake. What has occurred here is I think everybody's familiar with the laser code issue. Unfortunately, some of these whiskey tube, bourbon tube channels, yet again, they want to strike out and attack the customer experience. This is not as this example that we're about ready to go over is not as egregious as some of the other ones that we'll hit in the future because they really need to be pointed out. If some of these channels want to be spokespeople, representatives for these companies, then we really need to know so we can direct our attention to those companies directly. But what we can see here in the comment section is we've got this gentleman, we'll just say Low. He's describing the instance where he's got one bottle, a different bottle. They're tasting differently. He's missing a laser code. The next comment is yeah, I've got two bottles. At least the one that was opened doesn't taste anything like I had during the sampling phase. I had this sample bottle, decided to order two of this product based on that sample. These don't taste anything like the sample that I had, and they're missing laser codes. If we scroll down, Jack here wants to jump in, and Jack says, hey, wait. If your two bottles don't have laser codes, then how do you know it's the lesser A22? That's just really weird that people are saying they have bottles with no laser codes, since every bottle should have a laser code. The reply here is, basically, look, had a sample. It was wonderful. Promoted the decision to buy these two Elijah Craig C923s. Opened one of them. It was freaking horrible, right? So at least for me, I tend to stay away from the Elijah Craig products, the barrel proof, especially on the older ones. There's too much oak in there. Very sensitive to oak. Comes out gross to me. I can't taste anything but the oak. It's just not a fun experience. It's not something I like spending my money on. Now the Larceny C923 A123, beautiful, great products. Had the opportunity to purchase multiples of the C923s and at least one A23, and those are bunkered, and I was able to give one away. But the problem here is this comment from Jack. This was pinned by somebody at Bourbon Junkies. Either an administrator or something. Literally highlighting that a customer's purchasing experience wasn't that great, and so they highlighted this gentleman, accusing that customer of lying, and I just think that's bullshit. These guys have done other things in the past that have negatively affected companies. I don't know why they would allow this, when people are just trying to have a conversation and somebody wants to jump in and accuse folks of lying. It's kind of gross and disgusting. Anyway, let's go down. Jack seems to try and back out of this accusation. And since I last looked, the pin where they pinned this comment has come off. But Jack tries to back out of this. Does Jack work for these guys? I don't know. Jack tries to he tries to back off this comment, starts talking about, you gotta let it breathe and oxidize and all this other stuff. And hey, this guy even goes into fake bottles. You want to talk about something destructive for a company? Start talking about fake bottles in public with no evidence of such. It's just like we're just talking about laser codes here and the obvious product differences that people are experiencing in these bottles. There is a difference, and some of them don't have laser codes. That doesn't get you to fake bottles. Why this is allowed to stand as a comment, I have no idea. I swear to God, some of these guys like causing problems. But anyway, so what we're going to do here is we'll back out of these comments because I just found this atrocious. let's go over here, and I apologize, I didn't really have a chance to get all of this straightened out. I'm going to show you some pictures here of products that I personally have. So we'll start out with the Elijah Craig barrel-proof C923. Just in case you can't see my cursor, bottle number 1 is the first that was opened. Again, these bottles were purchased end of October, beginning of November. My Larceny C923 products were purchased between October 20th and I think October 31st, something like that. And these would have followed up 5-6 days after that, after acquiring a sample. Again, well, these are gross. This is just like oak water in a bottle. Nothing like the sample that I had. But anyway, sample bottle, unopened bottle, refused to open it. Maybe somebody will buy this oak drink from me. Let's go to a different pic. I'll give you a little bit of close-up of the back and bottom where the laser code should be. I'm going to expand that out. So you can see here that the laser code is not obviously present. There is some artifactual stuff here. Let's go to a close-up. So I tried as best as I could to get in there tight so you could see at least kind of what was available. So just in case you can't see the pointer here, there's something, and it looks like a 4 and a 1 on one of the bottles. And if we back out, I'll go to the next close-up. And on this one, we can see something, maybe a 2, a 0, a 4, and a 2. You can see off to the left, not a lot present. This number is messed up. The 0 is nice, strong, very, very, it's present. 4 and 2, it looks like something's happening there. They're just not strong, weakly present. Let's go back. And I've prepared a short video. Let's go find that video. We'll play this a couple times so you can see it. So what we have here, I think this is a 100-watt laser at the shop. So what a lot of folks like Jack probably are not familiar with are manufacturing processes. So the presence or absence of a laser code, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that every bottle would have them. You would expect that every bottle would if the machines or apparatus were set up correctly in the process. In this particular instance, I think because we have, a couple of the letters, numbers showing, it's just an issue of at some point in the process where that information is supposed to be imparted to the target, the bottles are sitting askew, or somehow they either have a mechanical mechanism that's etching these numbers, or it's a laser system. But to me, from our, what we're running at the shop, it looks like the bottles are just sitting a little askew, a little cockeyed. And the laser itself is just not able to focus. So in this particular example here in the video, you can see as the laser sweeps from the left to the right, it is out of focus. That's where you see the red light. As it gets further down the metal target, it's going to come back into focus, and it will have the ability to at least impart the last bits of information on that target. So let's watch it one more time. All right. So that's pretty much that. It's just it's a manufacturing issue. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know why folks would say people were lying about not having laser codes. I just showed you 2 bottles. that have very imperfect laser codes. To the point where you could actually say there is no laser codes. It's just partial numbers. It gets you nowhere in trying to track this information. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because obviously there's folks out there that want to discount people's experience with these bottles. There are folks out there that want you to think that you couldn't possibly have bottles with no laser codes. So I figured I would show mine. And there you go. Have a good night. Bye.